Hi there. I just thought I would make a quick video for you to help you interpret the gradebook in Canvas a little bit. Many of you are accessing your gradebook a lot more frequently now that we are at home, so I wanted to make sure that you understood how to actually read the gradebook pretty well. So when you go to the gradebook, this is my gradebook for a test student in show choir. And so this is just a fake student. It's not anybody's actual grades. You'll see that you have all of your assignments listed on the left. Obviously, you have the due date, the status. So if it says missing, that's obviously a problem. This student, because I didn't actually turn assignments in for them, they are missing a lot of assignments. Your score, and then how much the assignment was out of. That's all of the very obvious stuff, all right? You can actually sort your grades. I don't think most of you probably want to sort them by anything but due date. But if you had like a specific module in one of your classes and you wanted to sort it by module so that you could look at your grades by module, you could also do that. I'm going to leave it on due date because that makes the most sense for what we're doing right now. And I'm going to scroll down and you can see that I do have some assignments that I just kind of like put grades in for the student. So ignore the fact that it says some of these are missing and that there's grades for them. That's just because I, as the teacher, went in and just added some grades so that we could have something to talk about here. So let's take a look at e-learning day 6. Okay, that's the one at the top. This particular assignment, the students had to read a rhythm into a video and submit a video to me. It was worth 13 points. This student received 12 points out of 13. And there are a whole slew of icons over here. This is the most important thing that I want you to learn today. This icon that looks like these little speech bubbles means that your instructor left you a comment on your Canvas assignment. Okay? A lot of your teachers are taking time to leave you comments, and many of you are not reading them. So make sure that if you see this, click on it. So in this particular case, it says that the student, overall really great job. Maybe practice the example a few more times before you film it to avoid the pauses between measures. Rhythms were great though. So you can also see when your teacher submitted the assignment to you. If I close that up and I go to the next thing, I actually cannot click on this here because it's a test student, but that's for scoring details. So typically, as long as your instructor has that turned on in your course, you can see what the high and low scores were and also the average score for that particular assignment, which is nice. This guy at the end that looks like a clipboard, I'm going to click on that. That is the rubric for this assignment. Not every assignment your teachers give you will have a rubric, but I created one for e-learning day 6, and students can go through and see what their marks were. So because the student didn't get full 13 out of 13, he or she might want to go in and say, oh, what did I miss? Well, you missed a point right here in the middle row for steady beat. And if you look down at the comments, the instructor wrote, be careful to not pause between measures. So these rubrics are nice. If your teacher has included one, click on it. Make sure that you're checking your grade. You know what you've missed points, where you've missed points if you have missed points. You can see I went ahead and input some grades, so the student had additional grades. When you scroll down here, you see for day 12, this student doesn't actually have a score in. There's a letter T. That means that the student submitted an assignment, and the assignment was a text box assignment or a text entry assignment. So the instructor asked the students to type something into a text entry. The student submitted it, but the instructor hasn't graded it yet, so all they see is the icon. There are other icons in Canvas that you might see in place. There's one for like a URL. There's a little rocket ship that represents a quiz. So when you're looking through your assignment list, you might see that little rocket ship, and those types of things indicate the type of assignment. Over here, you can't actually see it because I don't have it on the screen right now, but if you see a little blue dot next to your assignment title, that blue dot means that this is the first time you've come to the gradebook since your instructor graded that particular assignment. So let's say I saw a blue dot right here and a blue dot right here. It would just simply indicate I had never come to the gradebook to see day 10 and day 11's scores. So this is the first time I would be seeing those. So when you come to the gradebook, you can actually scroll through and just look for blue dots, and that'll tell you which are the new grades that you haven't looked at yet, which is kind of helpful. Down at the bottom, of course, you have your total score. And up at the top, you also have the total up here. Um, this is one kind of cool thing. Let's say you have a big assignment that your teacher has given you. Okay, we'll call it day 14. Obviously, this one's only worth 10 points, but let's say your teacher has put an assignment in that's like worth 50 points or something, and you are really close to getting an A, and right now, like you have a B or something. You just want to see how your grade's going to be affected. You can actually type in your own grade. So let's say I only got 1 point out of 10. Right now in this class, I have a 97.67%. If I got a 1 out of 10, I'm going to press enter. My grade would go down to an 81%. So that one assignment, if I didn't do the assignment or basically just got 1 point, it would take me down close to almost 2 letter grades. That's really important. Now, what if I got like a 7 out of 10? Okay, I have a low A, so I'm still in the right ballpark. You can see how important it is that you're turning everything in. If you click this little blue arrow, it'll just revert you back to your regular score. Don't be confused. You cannot go into Gradebook and actually enter your own grades. This is just a what if type situation. If you wanted to say, what if I didn't turn this in because I'm really tired and I don't want to? A 0 would give me, oh, if I do that, instead of having a 97, I have a 79. That's a problem, right? So if you want to see your what if scores for future assignments that are visible, then that's kind of a cool feature. All right. Hopefully this helped you a little bit. I'm going to see if there's one other thing I can show you, and I'm not sure if I can. Let me go to assignments. Yeah. So on your assignments, you can actually tell what type of assignment it is. And this little rocket ship means it's a quiz of some sort, and these just mean they're text entry. So, as you go through your assignments, you can kind of look at what sort of entry you are expected to have for each assignment. I hope this was helpful, and make sure you guys are checking your grades regularly. If you notice when you go to your gradebook that something doesn't look right, if you submit an assignment and you say, oh my gosh, I submitted this, but I have a 0, which I've heard this many times. Let's say you go, man, e-learning day 6. Let's pretend like this was a 0. What happened? You could actually click on the assignment, and first thing you should do is look at your submission. Maybe something isn't there that you thought was there for some reason. Or maybe your teacher left you a comment and you never read it. Your teachers might be leaving you comments that say, hey, this is great, but you submitted an incomplete assignment and I need you to do X, Y, and Z before I can give you credit. If you never go back and read the comment, you may never have known that you could improve your score. So before you contact your teacher, check your submission, check for comments. If you are still confused and it's unclear to you why you're getting a certain score, then go ahead and obviously contact your teacher. We're here to help you, but I can't tell you how many times students ask me questions and I'm like, did you read the comment? The answer that you're asking me for is in the comment. So please just make sure you're checking comments regularly and just checking your grades regularly. Thanks, guys.